all, Kurt Saucer here from TGT Webcomics at C2E2. We're here with none other than my special guest host. Wait, no, wrong introduction.
That's right.
Byron Wilkins from 1977thecomic.com. How you doing today, Byron?
I am doing great, tired as usual.
You know, C2E2, you said to me in a previous podcast, you said, come on down.
Yep.
This is Chicago. This is downtown.
Absolutely.
You should be here. And I have to say, I have not been disappointed.
And you know, neither have I. It's been a fantastic show. I have met tons of people. I've made lots of connections with potential readers and also with vendors for the comic and all that. So no, the show has been absolutely fantastic. It's met my expectations and more.
You know, 1977 is the type of comic where you say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, not in that order. You say that often, but it's true. You have fun with what you work with.
Oh yeah, I mean the jokes are kind of endless in those three that category, and people can associate it right away. I mean, they get the concept. They want a little bit more, so I tell them, yeah, it's a year I took off from college, that kind of stuff. But but they get the concept right away, and they look at the characters like, hey, this is really cool, and they're picking up the free bookmarks, and I've actually had some people buy the books and all that, so I'm very thrilled with that.
You know, this is the type of thing that you can only live through life experiences, as you've said in the past, and I love all of your characters, no matter how crazy the antics may get or how serious sometimes they may go, but you've always kept things lighthearted, and that's a great thing to see.
Yeah. Well, that's just my personality. I'm not really into heavy things. I always tell people when I go to see movies, I go to see Pixar movies and Disney movies because I like to be entertained. My life is full of drama. I don't need to add to it by going to a movie and getting all depressed. And that's how I am. I'm very happy-go-lucky. I like to entertain people. I like to make them smile. And, you got to throw some real things in there occasionally, like when Bud breaks up with his girlfriend and all that. But it's done in such a way that, you move on to the next joke right away. You don't want to depress your audience, because that's not what it's all about,
Well, you have the one of the last copies, I think, of your second book.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the road trip. This is the trip that they took to LA. That took you almost a year to do.
Well, yeah, it was a big storyline. Yeah, it started at the beginning of 2009 with Bud breaking up, and then they got their first agent and all that, and then of course he made the deal with the devil, and that really starts the comic off. This book is them, Bud signing with the devil and going to California to become stars, and then going awry, of course. Things never go quite right for my gang, and then ending up broken back home again. But yeah, the comic book has gone over very well. Met up with the people from Graham Crackers, they're a local distributor, and they're going to start putting it in their stores, and that's really a great step for me, and that's really, like I said, that's part of what I came for, was a network like that and get that type of opportunity. You couldn't do that without coming to the show.
And this is a beautiful cover. I mean, the color that was done on this is just amazing. Who helped you with this?
You're going to edit this because I've totally blanked on her name was Lori, and I'm totally blanking on her last name. You can shoot me later, Lori. I'm very sorry. But it's up on my website. I gave her full credit, and you know what? Hang on. I'm going to read the inside cover. Lori Thomas at decisiveorigin.com. How about that plug? And there we... But no, Lori's a college student, and she sent the cover to me, and I gave her a shot, and she did a great job with it. And she's going to be a real talent and all that. And it more than what I could do. And if you're going to do a comic book cover, you got to have the really good coloring to it. And I thought, you know what, let's get somebody who knows what they're doing.
And you got the beautiful back cover, of course, Star Wars here. I got to show this just because it's a classic.
Yes.
And you've done a great job on that as well.
Thank you.
You're always thinking ahead. You're always thinking about yourself, about your comic, and that comes down to the personal branding aspect. And what can you tell those that have just got into the webcomic aspect? Firstly, a convention, first timers, let's say. How would you expect them to personally brand themselves?
I'm gonna okay. Personally brand themselves? Oh, geez, that's a tough question. You're gonna edit this, I'm assuming. Okay. I don't know good answer. I'm blanking right now at the moment. I blanked on an answer, so I'll have to go on. I'll pass on that one for the moment. Sorry. I'm sorry, I blanked.
Well, I got to ask the occasional hard-hitting question.
Well, hey, I'm a stoner from the 70s. What can you expect? I'm going to occasionally go, what? And that's what happened this time. But anyway, but no, personal brand, it's, I'm really here to brand the comic, not so much brand me, type of thing. But I mean, but they're interested in the creator. So the creator has to, and so it is, I am branding myself, but I'm branding myself through the comic. And I think that's the important thing, is that, you establish the look and the feel for what you want to do. And of course, it's going to be personal. It's going to reflect you. My comic does. Almost all the webcomics here reflect some of their personality. And I think in that sense, that's how it's being branded, is how you look at that. But then you've also got to look at yourself and go, hey, what am I going to do with this? And how you are going to present yourself with this. And that's why that's why it's important to do that.
Well, C2E2, this is the second day of 3.
Yes.
Things are going to close down. I've asked this kind of question on a variety of other people. You're going to pack up.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is, you're going to go home, you're going to think about this, but what experiences are you personally going to take back that you can tell others, say in the webcomic planet or wherever else?
Well, the big thing is the networking, the pressing the flesh, as we call it, and that was important. Whether I sold one book or I sold 10 is insignificant. You want to make some money, but the value of the marketing is priceless. You can't put a price tag on this, and that's what I'm going to take away with it, was that I've met with people. I met with a lot of other webcomic people who never, so we put faces together, and they go, oh, I know you, I've heard of this. It's like, oh, and they're putting that together. And that's really important, and I think that is value. So much is value. What's the word? You can't put a price on that, everything, because it's value. Yeah.
Well, Byron, I just want to thank you very much for doing this interview, and good luck to you on the rest of the day, and thanks a lot.
You bet. Thank you.